both teams have reasonable success on, but it is ordered to start on the CT side, and they will try to hold off this onslaught that Avant have posted towards long.
Yeah, a little bit more nuance to holding it off, really. Just got Ricky retake on that A site, looking to tap some heads already. The quick flank as the push-up mid has come out from Alistair. So he's already got behind them. APOC keeping tabs on that has spotted him out. So Avant pretty well aware of what's happening. Order actually disadvantage 1.4 to 2.5 on the GG bet odds. Very cool, very nice. You do see the double smokes come on the cross, and Avant double flashing above car as they push straight up here, Jordan.
Very cool indeed. Ustillo is in a nice spot here to deal with any push, but it's actually Jira that's doing the majority of the work. Ustillo didn't get a whole lot done. Valiant's also chimed in, but Bomb Plant is going to go down nonetheless. Even trades. Valiant is on 18 HP though, and that's not particularly great news for Order.
Blitz is in Narnia right now, all the way towards Suicide as double flashes come up over the top, creating some space to flash to ramp as well.
Yeah, moving up quickly to the bomb site. Ricky, he's killed Valiant, but he's also got Sterling. Not sure that's how Order would have liked things to have panned out, and Blitz, he does come through the wardrobe. And
Chest
grabs
bump.
for Avant.
Chest bump at the end, you love to see that.
Hooah!
Nice!
Let's go!
Oh, man.
Who was it that was chest bumping?
I don't know.
Blitz and who?
I don't know. Oh, man.
Blitz and Hugh.
Blitz and Hugh? Blitz and who? Blitz and Hugh. Alright, force buy for Order. Didn't realize we were Dr. Seuss for a second there, Jordan, you know?
You started it.
Yeah, that's true. Flashbang onto the line as Hazard spots out long, but they don't choose to commit out long for the time being. I'm going to start to chill in T-spawn. Just having a grand old time, kicking back.
Kick back, relax, chillax. Deagles.
Deagle and chill.
Are you a Deagle fan? Did
Deagle's OP.
you ever get good kills with Deagle?
Actually, I had a reputation in my teams of being the guy who never... I was never a sharp player, never mechanically gifted. So the meme with me was that I would always just body shot people with the Deagle and spray for the body.
Right.
And never try to hit heads, because
Yep.
I knew I was crap.
Yep.
And it kind of works pretty well. That's why I reckon the Deagle's OP. I don't even think you really need to aim that much with it. You just kind of wiggle it around in their general vicinity like Jira was doing there. And if you hit a couple shots, then you do get the kill. And then Ricky does the exact same thing through the smoke.
And he's dropped the bomb as well, so that's really going to cost Order, rather it's going to cost Avant quite some time. Give that over to Order to sort of rotate up into the A bomb site, but changes the mindset maybe of Avant here as well.
Bomb dropped on the top of Xbox, picked up now by APOC as they start to make their way up catwalk onto this A site, but I don't think they realize how many Order players are here over towards this ramp position.
Hey, it'll do a bit of damage to Ustillo. Not enough to finish him off though. Deagle in hand, can't land a shot onto Sterling, who will actually grab a 3K in the round with the AK.
Nicely done.
Feeling quite happy with himself, clearly.
Yeah.
It's 2-0 for Avant. Off to a good start again.
Young Hazard.
They have, I'd have to say, I think they've picked up the majority of the pistol rounds in this series so far, the Avant squad has.
Oh.
If I'm remembering correctly.
How about you find out for us?
I will.
Thank you. It's a save for Order, so this is a great time to check some stats. Flashbang, and these CT players will all be diving through their smoke, but unfortunately they're all blind, because APOC has counter-flashed at a very nice timing.
Yep. That's 4-1 for the pistols, by the way. The only one that Order grabbed was on Nuke in the second half. So,
and how many did they convert in the second round? How many times did they convert in the second round? That's what I'm wondering. Because these teams always just force buy win against each other. But I don't feel like that's happened too much in this series, but I can't say that I've been paying that many attention.
Every pistol round they've got has converted into 3 rounds.
That's pretty good. Especially in the current state of CS, that's pretty consistent. First gun round though, let's forget pistols for the time being. Only the singular AWP for Order. Double AWPs are pretty critical for both of these squads, I would say. It's actually a late long take. Double flash over the top. Avant do get it. Just the retake on that long area from Order. Instead focusing on getting Alistair some positioning towards middle, trying to find a pick over there. But it's very passive in backyard. In that lurk roll. And Avant What do they do from here? 1:20 on the clock. They've been given long for free. They're well aware that it's a short setup from Order. How do they convert this first gun round, which could potentially give them a 5th as well? Very important round to be getting to just start off at that 5-0 if possible. Avant, they're kind of waiting for the retake or something to come in. They really haven't shifted very much. Waiting for a push up middle or waiting for a push into long, none of which they've been given. Bombs in long hut for the time being, but will be picked up by Humongous. And they're going to start shifting up the wall now. Probably double smokes on the cross, some flashes above car, and you're going to see the hit for Avant. Trying to find a nice timing. Blitz wrapping in through unders now.
Gyra's aware of what's going on. He'll pop his smoke down on the site to just give a bit more room to work with. Avant are being very slow in pushing toward the bomb site, but they have now found that opener. Ricky gets a nice timing through the smoke, and that'll be the end of APOC, but it's not great news still for Order because they continue to lose players. They continue to lose map control. Blitz on short. You've got the bomb site taken already. And you still own. This is going to have to be the difference maker. Good trade in from Blitz, and now it's on to Ricky and Valiance, both coming from CT spawn. Maybe a cheeky boost here. Not something that you expect to see every day in a retake, and that's generally why. Hasn't worked out for Order. Blitz seems to have converted the form from Mirage onto that of Dust2. That is bad news indeed for Order.
Forget about converting 3 rounds. First gun round goes their way as well. Looking to get off to a pretty quick 5-0 start here for Avant. At the same time, though, Order, if they take the save here, they can very quickly go into that double AWP setup if they want it, which could start to turn the tides of this game. And I think Avant are looking pretty good here on Dust2, Jordan. This is a map they're very comfortable with, very familiar with. This is something I've seen them do a couple of times, is throw that progression smoke towards Xbox as well as deep on catwalk right off the start of the round, and then you just see this flash thrown over the top as they take that catwalk control.
Well, if you remember correctly, Pilski, we were at this scoreline on Nuke, 4-0, and Order won with the very same buy that they have here. Pistols, a little bit of armor, nothing really to their name.
I don't know if they're going to be doing it again. I like the way that Avant's playing this anti-eco. They've got that catwalk control for free. Just a whole bunch of utility used to take that. Seeing a big setup towards this ramp and goose area from Order. Very much set up towards this A side of the map. In some decent positions to be defending those splits. Dribble smoke out of B from APOC. Doesn't cause any rotations from Order. They're ride or die on this A setup.
Might work out for them. Alliance is quite happy to anchor B on his own. Here comes a bit of utility though from Avant. The smoke on short. We'll get them into the side, but Alice is going to creep up behind it, and he's got a little bit lucky with that smoke falling into CT spawn. Hazard drops down early. Now to 5-on-4, and pressure starts to mount for Avant. 25 seconds, a flash goes through, Ricky peaks, and that's nearly 3 kills for Ricky. APOC and Sterling have traded back a couple, but it's still not enough to give Avant the favor. Bomb plant's gonna go down. 2 players stacked on long. You still owe spots first. That's APOC Dunzo. Now just Sterling with 16 HP. Gyra and Ustillo to find. One head falls off. That's Ustillo's. Gyra remains, but Sterling's got no idea where he is. The 5-7 grabs that final frag, and Pilski, it's a repeat so far of Nuke.
Very strange. And this is where on Nuke, Order started to turn things around. CT side, you build up all that loss bonus. You've been saving and saving. Now you see a big boon to the economy. Gyra, he only gets that AK retained. If more players had survived, it would have been even a bigger swing in the economy. And yes, Avant still does have some money, but this is where Order, they win with a bunch of money in the bank account, which means they're going to have like 6K. They can go for double AWP setup. They can go for full utility, which is great on that CT side of Dust2. That's exactly what you're looking for. Whereas Avant, they still do have some cash. Dust2, yeah. Not really too surprised by that. Probably Mirage is first, Inferno I'd imagine is the second one, and then Dust.
Nuke's been picking up in popularity lately though. Seeing a lot more of that.
Well, 1 for 1 at the start of the round. As you do start to see... don't worry about that. No bomb planted yet. Sterling defends long nicely from Alistair. That's a pretty key pick. Because even just him over there is long control for Avant, which puts more pressure on Order. You can see them starting to shift around, trying to make a bit of a push in the mid-round to get out of this sticky 3-on-4 situation where they don't really feel like they have a whole lot of map control. Gyra's made a well-timed push. He slipped his way up middle, but you can see Blitz kind of keeping tabs on that, realizing that's a possibility. Could defend that aggression.
Oh, has made some noise. Gyra knows that there's a player creeping around near him, but in reality, it's Gyra the one that's doing the creeping. And Hazza not aware of it, but Hugh pretty good for the trade, and so Avant will maintain the numbers advantage. Quickly up long. They do have the smokes available to make the cross safe, but the Molly's going to go in for the boost. And Valiance is going to try and speed things up. Oh no, that was the only way that Order could win the round. A great flash from Ustillo, and Valiance does the dirty work. Now Hugh, 18 seconds, has to collect the bomb. He's got to cross CT, not once, but twice. He's not going to win that round from here, no way. I mean, if he was going to, that would be the way to do it, but unfortunately, he's not got any idea where Ustillo is.
Yeah. Ustillo saves the round. Great flash. Doesn't rush things in that 2-on-1. Very nicely done. Just Valiant and Ustillo getting them out of a sticky situation, and Avant can't convert, and that's going to be something that's might be a little frustrating to deal with, to be honest. Avant still a little bit of cash to work with, but they're emptying the bank accounts now. Both teams actually a little bit more on the broke side and on similar kind of loss bonuses. So this is going to be an important round. This could be Avant pushing themselves very far into the lead, or Order evening up that score line. Seeing a bit of a change up this time from Avant. Oh. Set up towards B very, very quickly on.
Yeah, 2 players though over here, and that's a great way to start it for Order. Valiant's catching APOC through the smoke. Ustillo locking down mid. The re-smoke comes across from Order now as well, and Avant have nowhere to go. They're just locked into the tunnels right now. Ustillo is going to eventually allow them out.
Yeah, I think Order doing a good job just trading down players, putting this into the 3-on-1, but now they need to convert, and at least for the time being, they're quite split up, all kind of in individual spots.
Does kind of feel like we're going to get a long sort of brawly map here, doesn't it? Backwards and forwards it has been so far. That's kind of what I guess we'd hope to see. Sterling, hang on. Gets rid of Valiant and Ricky. And now Alistair has to win the 1-on-1 for Order. This is just turned the round back on its head, just when you think Order's going to walk away with a freebie.
Molly off that window position, so he doesn't have to worry about that for the time being. Starting to cross doors now, but Alistair's timed it.
Did he spot Alistair? I don't think so. Quickly out the window, Alistair didn't know where Sterling was, and that's a 1-on-3, and Avant will be very pleased to see that. 5-2. It should have been 3-4.
Dear God. That was just insane from Sterling. There's no other way to put it, and that should never have been allowed to happen. I think that's a case of the smoke fading a weird way for him, and then unfortunately Ricky doesn't hit that first bullet in towards the head, and
yeah.
There's some really sharp shooting from Sterling end of the day, but Order, that's a massive round gone by the wayside. Definitely. And you're seeing the AWPA disparity pretty hard so far.
Yeah, so I always have felt like Sterling, I don't know, I feel like Sterling's best map is Mirage. I know that's sort of a...
Nah, it's definitely Dust2.
Random, sorry, yeah, that's what I meant. I meant Dust2. Well, obviously we're watching Dust2. I don't know why I said Mirage. Yeah. I've always felt like it's been Dust2. I know that's a random thing to just sort of throw out there, right? I've got no stat to back that up at all, but when I sort of picture Sterling in my head, right? If I say a name to you and you remember a play of a certain player, right?
A-site, Dust2.
Exactly. Exactly. Holding short, something like that. And for me, Sterling, the picture becomes Dust2 holding A site from car, watching short.
Or from sight.
Or from sight, something like that. And, I mean, I guess we're starting to see why.
Yeah. Very strong on the rifle as well so far. That's an expensive round for Avant. Their money's pretty shaky right now, Jordan, but if they do close out an anti-eco here, this could be pretty good.
In fact, you know what's funny? a lot of the Avant players, when I actually think about them, I've just gone through a bit of a mental checklist there. A lot of them actually, for me, I associate with Dust2. APOC, definitely. Obviously not Offnu anymore, but if Offnu were still on this team, definitely another strong Dust2 player.
Hughes dropped 30s on Dust2 and Chiefs.
Hazard for me, I think Nuke.
Yeah. Maybe Inferno.
Bit of chit chat going on in the server.
Clickety click.
Wish they would invite us to the party. Never get to hear what's going on.
All right, it's going to be the save for Order. Massive, massive clutch for Sterling.
Indeed.
That's big. A lot of momentum, a lot of confidence for Avant after winning a round like that. As for Order, that's a really bitter pill to swallow to be losing a round like that. Should never have happened. They were in control the entire round, and they've just handed that to Sterling.
Yup. And they don't really have much in the back pocket here to even fight for the 8th round, unless Gyro does something pretty incredible with the Deagle. It's going to be flashed out onto Long and challenges Hazard, but that's easily dealt with by Avant. And Ustilo is all of a sudden on his own.
Yeah, they really needed to do damage here, Order, in that round. One kill is not bad, but at the same time, did APOC have... Okay, he did have a Galil. I thought he was just glocking in that round, but he did buy a Galil. End of the day, one gun taken off the hands of Avant, not too bad of a outcome, really. And now Order going to go into yet another gun round. A fair amount of loss bonus for them built up, but not enough money for a double orb, only the singular orb. They're going to take attack pause. They know they have to start turning this game around. They have to get everyone's head straight. That's clutch. Lost against Sterling is definitely something that's going to play on your mind a little bit. You need to get everyone on the same page. We do know Order's is a team with a pretty strong mentality. So they just need to realize, hey, look, we were ahead that round. Can't change what happened there. Let's try to get off on the right foot here and start to crack down on Avant a little bit more. Just need to win those 2 gun rounds in a row, get into that anti-eco, and all of a sudden we're cruising. They just need enough rounds to be able to chase on the T side. That's really what it comes down to.
So far, they don't have enough. But this second half has plenty of legs in it. First half as well. More of a default setup again from Avant.
It's actually a pretty interesting setup for Order. They've set Gyra aggressively up short and put Alistair on long doors right from the outset, which means Valiance is alone on this B side, and that seems to where the focus is for Avant now, grouping up from T spawn. Flash over mid from Gyro, who drops down towards CT spawn. Alistair's seen absolutely nothing, so they should have some sort of read that this is a play towards middle or a play towards B, but they haven't really rotated back towards his B site. Valiance, he's out on an island here. He's got no utility, so he's going to try to play a weird off angle.
Might work. He's got the first and the second as well. What was that spray down? What was that transfer from Valiance? 3 players dead. Ricky and Ustilo have the easiest time of their life now defending the rest of the offense from Avant. I don't know what I just saw from Valiance, but that was something special indeed.
Yeah, and the unsung hero there as well is actually Ricky and Ustilo coming in for that support so quickly. Valiance, he didn't have any support, he didn't have any utility, and yes, that was a sick transfer, but you see these flashes that are landing behind him, helping out. It's just that single flash thrown straight off the bat from Ricky that keeps him alive for so long. It gives the timing for Ricky to be able to run through doors, get onto that car off angle. Ustilo commits in through window as well. So nice clutch 2 kills from Valiance, but also helped out by the rest of Order this time around. A push straight down middle from Avant. Now Alistair's got his work cut out for him, playing from this window position.
Oh, incendiary through, not only from Valiance, but from the T side as well. He talked about Alistair having to get some work done, and he has just that.
Again, it's another clutch counter flash from Ustilo. Both of those Ts in mid doors just full white, and Valiance just swings straight through the smoke and cleans them both up. The counter flashes from Order on this CT side have been superb.
Well, I guess that's what you miss when you don't have Ustilo in the server. And Order certainly missed it on the weekend against Rooster. But 4-6 is now the scoreline. And Order of jumping back up on top of that horse here on Dust2. Good couple of shots just to get Alistair back into the game as well. He's been a little bit sleepy so far on Dust2. 3 and 8 though. And with the AWP, double AWP in fact actually for Order, we hope to see a bit of a resurgence on this CT side.
I think they've already done some good work. Starting to get their money really established here, so that even if Avant comes away with a round or two towards the later parts here, they can just keep cruising along. Order. They can definitely sustain a loss here and still make something happen. I think Avant, they're on 6. Goal really there from them shifts to from being in complete control of this game to now how many rounds can we sort of chip through towards the end of the half so that when we move through the CT side we have a bit more room to play with.
Avant, not going to get much done in this one. All right, 5 up for Order. The money's looking fantastic.
Avant still quite low in terms of util, no AWP. So against a double AWP setup, they might be a little bit more pigeonholed into a quicker play, is kind of the issue here. So as long as Order keeps having superb utility usage in terms of the Molotovs and the counter flashes, might be quite hard for Avant to get through with a round here. I'm keen to see what their approach is going to be. Still did have pretty decent utility across the board. It's just 1 or 2 of the players. It's a quick one straight up catwalk. And there's no one here from Order. You do see Alistair, he's heard some of these footsteps now. He doesn't rush with his utility though. Doesn't rush to drop his Molotov or his smoke or anything like that. Still just posting up on some of these angles. That's actually quite clever. Decoy thrown towards middle. So there'll be an AWP sound towards middle, but Ricky's actually deep in uppers in a standoff with APOC. And Alistair's towards short.
Whoever moves first here surely loses the aim duel. It's going to be APOC. Might have actually spotted Ricky here, and he has. Well, sometimes confidence is key, and for APOC this time, he makes it work.
Well, that's the classic view model of CS, man.
Yeah. Ricky's little leg, I think it was his knee or his shoulder or something.
Comes out of your elbow or something.
Poking around the corner.
Either way, they get that pick, and Avant's just like, yeah, man, just chill in this smoke.
And that doesn't seem like a bad idea because there is literally not a single man defending the B bomb site right now. Valiance might have a bit of an easier time of doing so given the way that the doors have been swapped around, but hasn't helped him out too much. He hasn't found a frag, and Blitz certainly has. Gyra's down. Order's going to call the save, and that's a pretty early save pool, but also fair enough. 5 on 3, you've lost the bomb site.
Pretty awkward round. But Avant sort of just stumble their way into an advantage there.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're not going to be complaining because really name of the game here for them is just chip through as many T rounds as you can get. That's one that's basically for free. And if they survive with all 5 players, they have a whole bunch of more money to get themselves another gun round together. Even if they do lose one round, they still have a fair amount of loss bonus built up from Order's little comeback train the last couple of rounds. That's pretty fantastic for Avant. Strong money now. Order save over 3 guns. They're still totally fine in terms of the cash. So it's looking like straight gun rounds towards the end of this half. He's spotted out his knee.
Shot his kneecap off.
Yep.
What would you do without your kneecaps, Pilski?
I would sit at home and play games.
You wouldn't be able to sit because your legs would be straight. That's what your kneecaps do. They let your knee bend.
But how would it be connected then? Would it be connected?
Your leg would just be straight.
Well, is Ricky going to connect any shots? That's what I'm wondering. He's been blind this entire round
You
so
can't
far.
see. Can't shoot what you can't see.
Well, how does that fit into your kneecap debate?
I'm going to need some more time to think about that, Pilly.
Okay. Not a whole lot happening. That long control with a whole bunch of flashes invested has been established there for Avant. The head stack to try to see the player in pit is pretty cheeky, but they can't find Hugh. He's got his head down in pit. And they might think that's clear, interestingly enough. Not sure. It's Order very much starting to shift away. And Avant, I'm keen to see what they do here. They've established that long control. They don't execute off the back of it. Instead, they wait for pushes. And now you're seeing the smoke on Xbox from APOC. And Avant going to start to make their way towards Catwalk. And I'm guessing split A with Blitz lurking towards lower dark. Mid to B would be a disaster here. You're seeing that extra player float over towards B from Order. Alistair's, he's got a couple of opportunities here to hit some shots because they're in a rough position towards this A side, but it's double AWP on the A side, Jordan.
Well, Order's going to have to stop Avant on the entry, otherwise they might not have an easy time of retaking the site.
No flash. Where's the flash at?
It's a good flick from Alistair. Now it's Ricky's turn.
Where are the flashes?
He's going to make that one look pretty straightforward. There's one, finally. Forces Ricky to take cover. Alistair as well, and now he's being overwhelmed by Sterling.
Oh,
better late than never.
They make it work. They get that bomb down. Gyro creeping up from elevator, gets pushed forward by the Molotov.
Yu has no idea where he is, but Sterling's covering him off. And that's quite good. Order starting to let this round slip. Ustillo and Valiance. That's a sharp shot hit by Ustillo. And he's going to boost Valiance up on top of his head. But now they have to deal with this disgusting crossfire. Where do you even look? You've got to look in both directions. And unfortunately, Order is unlike my mother. They do not have eyes in the back of their head. And it's 8-5.
That was weird. I was looking at Hazard. The man's got like 2 flashes in his kit and he's coming up short behind one of the other players. And then I just see him start entering with both of the flashes instead of just throw those flashes above car side. And there was no flash to push Alistair off that Guardian line, given that it's a bit uncommon to see an All-Pro on that line that late into the round. But somehow Avant still make it work. And now they've legged Alistair on the cross in a round where Order doesn't have any money left here, Jordan. If they lose this round, they're going to be getting single reset, and that'll give Avant an easier 10-5 advantage.
Gyra is in a good spot, though, with the MP9, playing those close angles, and he's helped out quite substantially by the Incendiary.
Avant just turn tail, go back towards middle, try to create an opening over on this side of the map. It's clear that there's a lot of players from Order over towards long, so they try to catch the timing, and they've caught it well, actually. Now they're going to isolate Alistair.
Easier said than done, though. Alice is in a good spot here. Does miss that first flick and now feels a little bit more uncomfortable. He shot him through the wood panel. And as a result, Hugh survives, wins the Angel, and maybe even wins the round.
That's the reset round. Ricky and you still are going to hold on to these M4s, which might make the bye next round look a little bit better, but all things considered, it's going to be a couple of Famouses or MP9s or something from Order. And Avant, after a small resurgence from Order, a couple of rounds strung together, are starting to really steamroll ahead again on this T side.
Yep.
They won those 2 gun rounds in a row. That last gun round, I didn't think they were going to come away with it, but a couple of clutch shots hit towards the very, very tail end of the clock, and they make it work.
I guess, hopefully, for the context of the series, we'd like to see Order pick this final round up. Just give that 6 on the CT side. I'm not sure that 5's going to be enough.
I don't know if it will work for them.
No, it's
the bye's going to be a bit scuffed.
Yeah, you're right. It's not exactly looking too crash hot for Order at the moment.
Yeah, 2.4 Famous. Someone's, I think, if 1 Famous, 1 MP9. Those 2 M4s make the bye look a lot better than it might have been. No AWP though. Finally, humongous. Love to see it. Game on. Dust2.
You've been waiting a while for this, haven't you?
Yeah.
Why is his ADR line thinner than everyone else's?
I've been wondering that myself.
What does that mean? It has to be because his name is humongous. And by that I mean larger than everyone else's.
It is, I think.
I think it has to be that.
He's actually broken the graphic.
Give me that AK.
He didn't get it.
He did now.
Yeah, he had to run back. Well, it's going to be APOC trying to make his way out long, and he's going to get his way into pit, actually. Order can't really do a damn thing about it. They're going to instead boost up, try and retake catwalk control after Avant's got long. I think Avant's reading this as a bit of a low buy for Order with a couple of rifles saved, so they're just going to go for a pretty simplistic approach, knowing their opponent doesn't really have the utility to fight for long. They secure it. Now they just go for these cross smokes. I really like it from Avant.
To be honest, that doesn't look too bad at all to me either. Smokes go down. A little bit of damage from the grenade and a bit of spam there as well.
Look at all those mollies as well. Molly to Gandalf, molly onto the site, molly into short. Just clearing out all the angles.
Well, how do you make a retake work with what Order's got in their back pocket? 1 incendiary, 2 flashes. Alistair's down on a scout as well. This does not look too kind on them at all. But gonna have to try it. Last round of the half here, so Avant looking good to get themselves 10. But maybe Ustilo's got other ideas. That's a fantastic spray transfer. Turns all the way around to Car. Molly onto the bomb, and there's really nothing that Order can actually do about that. If it actually connected from Blitz, which I think it did, that might be the round done and dusted.
He's got a kit. He's got a kit. He's got it.
7%.
7% of health, but that's enough for Order to get a 6th.
Indeed it is, and that's the end of the half. Order have salvaged something right at the 11th hour, but maybe it won't be enough. We'll have to find out when we do get into that second half.
And filled with desire, head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar. Told I'm gonna paint a new reality. It doesn't take a lot to turn a person into gold. Yeah, I've been getting good at alchemy. And you can stay inside in the deep, but without it you never let go. And when you're done with hiding and you wanna have control, you and I can find a perfect fantasy. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass that filled with desire. Head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar.
Doesn't have the time, always talks about all the other guys. Will I ever understand? Without her, it's not fair, I need you back. No more crying at the end, I'll do it again.
9-6 the scoreline, and things are looking a little bit closer on Dust2 as we head into the final half of this series. It's day 2 of ESL 1 Cologne, and Avant and Order are looking for a place in the upper bracket final against Renegades. That'll be a tough ask, but it seems at the moment that even this series right now is a tough ask.
Yeah. Order going straight towards this long part of the map. You're going to have Sterling playing behind Carr. And Hughes gone across towards the site there. So a little bit of crossfire as Order get ready for this execute.
Some smoke's going down. Hughes in a good spot, though, to just tap away with that USP. And he's doing just that. Not having too much success, getting a bit of damage out. Sterling's gotten one, but he was fully flashed. And it's all over the place right now for both teams. Quite stalled up. Blitz arrives, though, and he's a danger man in this series. Apoc.
I thought that was Hugh for a sec.
You did indeed. But I wasn't too overly excited about it because I knew that it was Apoc. I read the kill feed, you see. 1.4 for Avant Gaming.
Odds.
That
What are
is
the odds of that?
That is odd indeed, isn't it? That's weird. Don't you think?
Just goes up and down.
Well, they are up 10-6. They've just won the pistol round. That's 5 pistol rounds won for Avant, by the way.
Out
in
of
this
6.
series, out of 6. And they've got a very, very good conversion rate on the pistol rounds that they have won in terms of getting the next couple of rounds. So we might well see Avant get off to a 12-6 lead here in the second half.
Or we might see Order buy up a bunch of utility, throw an Xbox smoke, take catwalk and do a catwalk execute real good. Some big-esque action.
Well,
and win the round.
you might be right, but maybe I'll be right as well.
You love Germany, Jordan. Come on.
Deutschland
All right.
ist geil.
Progression smoke. You're seeing them line up all of this utility. Flashes. Smoke for the cross there. Molotov towards the site. Going to be quite hard for Avant to hold this.
Sterling is in a pretty rough spot because he's going to get run over by the Tech 9. Now Blitz gets chased down, but he needs to be prepared for more, and he wasn't quite. 2 for 2, the trades.
It's just a classic page straight out of the big strat book.
That was a bit of an interesting passage of play. Hughes down to 44, has a 36. And Avant have a long way to go to actually get back onto this bomb site. Has us all the way down the bottom of long. Pop flash does go into the sky, courtesy of him. Alistair down low on the ground. There's a smoke here for the defuse. That's going to be put down on the floor, but it doesn't matter. Hughes just popped off with the MP9. From the bottom of pit, he hit a bink as well, by the way. I think it was onto not Apoc, obviously. Guess I don't remember who it was onto. Someone with a deagle.
This map just, it's killing me. This series is killing me. I just looked away. I was like, yeah, that round's done. Nice job, Order. And then that happens. They're just going to force again, though. Only 2 players survived, but Sterling, he's going to buy himself an AWP. So he's going to be straight up. Come on. Blitz is just trolling him.
Well, it's a bit too late to do it now, isn't it?
What was that? He's trolling him in a semi-final
like, hey
in
man,
Cologne.
Want to see how tall I am IRL?
God. Oh man, and it ends up mattering actually. It ends up mattering a lot.
It
That
does.
might have actually just cost them the round. Like, I'm not even joking. If Sterling's up there deep in towards short with the limited flashes that were thrown, he maybe gets a kill, gets away there. Maybe this round turns on his head. Who knows?
It's pretty sharp though from Apoc. If Hazza wins this duel on short, which he's unlikely to do given Valiant's position, as I say, there might have been a chance in the round, but probably no longer. Apoc's probably lucky to get away with this M4, but he looks to have got the timing.
Okay. What was that from Blitz?
He just wanted to show Sterling how tall he was IRL.
I don't even understand.
Can we get a replay of it? I'm sure we can get a replay of it.
You guys are all lolling in chat. I see you lolling in chat.
Any lullers?
But they just chucked their money in the bin. They just chucked their CT side economy in the bin and let Order back into the game. Look, use double eco. There's nothing to lol about.
Just wait until you see what Apoc does with this M4.
He's just like, nah. He might have just been like, nah, they're eco. We shouldn't boost up here. Or something like that. I don't know.
Or maybe Blitz thought he was the one getting boosted.
Alright. Well, it's a forced buy for Avant. Sterling holds on to a bit of extra cash. It's just 4 Deagles around the M4. And it's a lot of players over towards this B side, which is where Order's heading, Jordan.
Yeah, this will turn out pretty interesting, actually. Hazza has a Deagle in hand. Apoc's over there as well with the M4, so it could go all wrong for Order. That's a good start. But it slips away pretty quickly from Avant. And Blitz is going to be forced away by the Molly, but now has that M4 in hand. Still unlikely to be able to get too much more done, as Hugh does fall as well.
And all of a sudden, this game's kind of turned on its head. Like Avant should have had control of that half. And now Order's just sort of running away with it a bit. They're going to reset Avant yet again. They're going to have to take a save around the M4. And you're going to see Order head up to 8, 9 rounds with potentially a strong economy if they end up with 4 surviving in the next round. And what was a pretty good situation for Avant ends up being still good, but, you know, not what it could have been. You don't want to give one of your rivals a little bit of confidence, a little bit of extra money, a little bit of momentum when they've proven they can beat you in the past.
Still a fairly substantial deficit for Order to come back from. 3 rounds required to equalize. Blitz also was able to take the M4 through, and he has been one of the standouts for Avant on this map. So it'll be interesting to see what he's going to end up managing with that M4 in this round. Nothing much behind it, unfortunately, though, as far as Avant's concerned. A Deagle for Sterling, a Deagle for Apoc. Not even any armor. If Apoc, you know, could have picked the M4 up after Blitz drops it, that would have been nice, but yeah. It's be a slow, steady kind of a round from Order.
Blitz going to lead the charge with that M4. Almost finds the timing onto Ricky there. Now Order just starting to volley out a bunch of positions. Spikes on the cross.
Well, this is where Apoc tends to do his finest work. Maybe not this time, though. Not without a head. Order's looking quite solid on these anti-ecos so far.
Yeah, they're just going to have so much cash here, Jordan. And Avance, don't think they're even going to be able to save that M4. 5 alive for Order. About 6 grand in the bank account across the board. They're looking pretty good. Avant now built up a lot of loss bonus. They're going to go into the double AWP. It's going to be Apoc on the secondary AWP. Unless he chucks that over to Blitz. Order, a lot of flashbangs over the long area, and they just send Stillo out there by himself. Avant could see control of that, and the rest of Order starting to size up this middle area. Creeping out there, Blitz is in a decent position, but he's missed the timing. He's allowed the T's to creep out onto the angle, and now you just see the contact from Alistair. Apoc almost gets caught falling back into B, and Order, they just pump the brakes. They know they don't have to commit to mid to be there. They've got the man advantage, but they run out a little bit disjointed into short.
Oh, this is what we could have seen in the previous round had Sterling gotten onto short. The one you were alluding to. He's only able to equalize things. I mean, great work done from Sterling, to be fair, but still leaves Hugh pretty high and dry. Order will roll out onto the A site. Kind of like the Autobots in Transformers. That's one of my favorite movies, Pilsky.
Thanks for sharing.
You're not even going to give me anything, are you?
Thanks for sharing, John. I really appreciate it. But Order's not sharing anything. They are holding on to all of the rounds and not giving any away.
You're not a Michael Bay fan, is that what it is?
You're my only bay, Jordan. You're my only bay. Another save from Avant. There goes that lead.
Yeah, how quickly it falls, doesn't it?
I wouldn't even say they have the lead anymore. I mean, anti-eco, ton of money for Order. Avant just in this perpetual like loss bonus situation on the CT side where, yeah, every second round they can get a gun round, but no guarantees they're going to be able to string them together.
Not going to be a problem for Order. 10K for Gyra. And plenty of rounds to play with as well. So if they do start to lose here, Order are going to be able to continue to buy in. They've been very, very good on their anti-ecos. You're going to expect that money to increase even further. There's another round
5 alive.
with 5 guns alive.
It's so much money for Avant to have to break. Double AWP again. No one's bought a kit, and Hugh gets a flash instead of a kit. So they don't have any kits. Hazard gets head armor instead of a kit. So if it goes late round and they don't have a kit, I remember.
Don't be a noob, buy a kit. That's just something how it goes.
Alistair's just looking so confident, man. He just ran straight across mid 5 seconds into the round. Apoc tried to go for a bit of an off angle towards middle over the top of that smoke, but wasn't favourable for him, and he's lost his life very quickly there. A man advantage for Order. They now extend that up catwalk a little bit more.
It's a good way to bully a secondary AWP out of the game, isn't it? Sterling's going to equalise though. Valiance does drop, and it's a nice HE nade through from Sterling there, but Util's also available to Order, and they're going to put it to good use and start to work their way into the B bomb site. Hazard, if he would have gotten 3, it could have made things really interesting, but still, 2 on 3. Avant might not be feeling too confident about this.
No kits. Going to start making their way through upper dark. Creative boost from Order might actually be caught off guard if they stick around on it for too long. Need to hop off here in a second. Alistair's really committing to this, and you're actually seeing Blitz wrap back in towards unders. There's the boost coming into fruition. No push from Hugh.
Yeah, it's going to pay off at the moment. Havana really just waiting that timer down, maybe a little bit too long. Pop flash does go through from Blitz, but Hugh's already cancelled.
There's no kit, man. They can't go for it in the late round. The extra 5 seconds makes a difference.
Don't buy a noob, be a kit. Wait, hang on. I think I'm getting that wrong. 12-11.
Yeah. And even though Order didn't have any guns brought through from that last round, it doesn't matter. Because they just have so much cash ever since they started winning rounds. From that fateful round. I remember.
Cash me in the upper bracket final, how about that? That's what Order's saying to Avant. Then Avant will say, well, we're not in the upper bracket final.
And then what does Jordan say?
I say, hello, welcome to ESL 1 Cologne. It's Order and Renegades here in the upper bracket final. Day number 3. That's what I would say. Because I think that's where we're headed. That'll be tomorrow. That was a preview for you, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, though, I won't even be here tomorrow. So,
Really?
that's unfortunate. Yeah.
Who's hosting the show?
That's good. Wait, if you're here, who's driving the car?
Don't tell me. Don't tell me it's Mac.
No, it's actually Karath.
Karath's hosting the show.
Well, I mean, it's whoever you want. You could host the show.
I'll
Feel
give it a
confident
go.
enough to host the show?
Hello. Welcome, everyone. It's my personal deep depression.
ASMR stream.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Pilski.
Yeah. I provide the boring casting. Puts you to sleep. Which in other time zones might be a good thing, really. There's Avant, a bit of a contest actually over long this time. Alistair was anti-flash. And he's having a bit of a rough situation. Getting mollied out of blue pin. He's going to need some support. Puts it out with a smoke.
Well, there's a bit more like it from Avant.
Yeah, they shut Order out of long. And actually Order's very hard committed to that long control. So for the time being, they don't really have anything going for them.
What is going on here?
Oh, that's very cute. It's very cute indeed. Avant's still double committed to this long setup, interestingly enough. They're just giving up mid-control, not interested. Re-smoke, this is where Blitz might actually cross and get picked on the cross. And Ustillo just jumps straight up. That's beautiful from Order. I haven't seen that in ages.
No.
That's chef kiss.
Mwah.
No, it's more of a mwah.
Mwah.
Don't
Oh.
do your Italian accent, please.
What? You got all that just from the kiss.
Spare the viewers. Oh, good flashbang timing. How is Hugh alive?
Because he was not shot at. He has a USP only though, Pilski. I'm not sure what's
Where does
going
his
on there.
primary weapon gone? Avant! What the hell?
This is something avant-garde, Pilsky. I don't know if you know what that word means, but it's something new, right? That's what it means. Never seen before, and Avant, true to their name, are trying to pull out anything a little bit interesting. Don't really know what to say about that one, but here we go. Bomb plan's going to go down. APOC might deny it. He's boosted up, but no luck this time. And it's time to try and save. Has us helped out.
No kit.
I don't know what happened there. He must have been trying to swap his gun. But what was he swapping for? He had an M4. Was there an AK there that he wanted?
Maybe. They're going to try and attempt this retake. Maybe not anymore. No, maybe shouldn't have at all. Now you got 3.4, 3.7. Those two guns definitely would have helped, Jordan, I'll tell you that. And now they're facing match point. If they had those two guns here, they would be able to buy.
He literally threw his gun away to try and pick up the AK as he got flashed and had to run back to safety. Oh my god.
Ah, man. Just been some real questionable maneuvers for Avant, not going to lie. Real questionable.
Well, it's a good way to start. That's an even better way.
How many in a row is this for Order? I think it was 11-6, wasn't it?
Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this will be 9. So they got 10 rounds in a row on Nuke. Might get 10 rounds in a row here on Dust2 to finish the map off.
Pretty good.
Streaky.
Streaky where it counts.
Slow walk from Order. Very creepy. Everybody, shh, stop, stop the typing.
Don't throw the smoke. Hey.
Wait, well, they're making a lot of noise. They didn't listen. Seems like it's going to work out anyway.
There's a time for sneakiness. The time has passed. It's been a good T-side from Order.
Yeah, it has indeed. Avant not really too sure what's hit them.
I think it's just been a combination of two factors. I think Order took a couple pauses, got their mentality back together, started to try to play to win. And as they picked up more and more momentum and more rounds, they started to really get rolling. Whereas Avant, a couple critical rounds, they really kind of capitulated and made some really questionable errors. Just kind of dropped the ball a little bit. Pretty uncharacteristic, to be honest. Again, double AWP setup hasn't worked yet. They're going to try again. No, not on Blitz, but on APOC. And all I think when I think APOC on Dust2 is just, dude, this guy just keeps multi-fragging on the A site with an M4 or an MP9, and now he's AWPing when it hasn't worked.
That is a very good point.
And he's in mid.
That's a good point.
They've swapped the roles around. And it doesn't really look like it's working.
Definitely not at the moment. There's a little flash that catches Alistair, and the smoke also will keep Order at bay for now. But they have plenty of time to work with Pilsky. So, time to try something different.
Sneaking. Through lowers. In towards Catwalk. The underarm smoke will grant them safe passage and good vibes up onto towards the Catwalk until they run into Sterling, which is usually where the good vibes end. That's one way to do it.
There's a little run boost around the corner.
No flashes.
Valiance is the flash in that scenario.
True.
Blink and you miss him. It's right around the corner.
Yep. Getting ready for this A execute. Flash coverage needs to be good here for Order, and so far not bad. Need a couple more where that came from, and they've got great coverage onto Sterling actually. His opportunity's been limited, but Blitz comes in and saves that entry play up.
Gyra is going to actually grab Blitz. Which I mean, he'll be able to get the bomb plant down here, but Alistair needed to win that duel. Now I think the round might be over. Ricky has to go hero mode, and that's a big long spray down, but the defuse is already on. He won't get there in time to stop it. Avant will get 12. They keep themselves in the fight. It's not over yet.
Yeah, but this is where it gets tricky to try and make some of these comebacks happen on the CT side. Luckily, they didn't lose too many players there towards the tail end of the round, but if they only had, I think 3 is kind of the pass score when you've got full loss bonus on that CT side, or rather you get those round wins with no money in the bank is kind of what I was going for. And you could still put good buys on the board, but once you lose like 3+ players, that's where things get a little bit dicey. Again, they're sort of shutting order out of long 1-for-1. No,
maybe not.
Gyro's done the good work.
Maybe not. Gyro double kill.
Yeah, he's still over towards middle. He's hearing these rotations. So Order have a fair amount of info now. You see Zillow starts to turn around, go back towards upper. Might be able to find a duel with Hazza, who just has a Famis, and Order. That's a good mid-round call from Ustillo, relaying the information to the in-game leader there. Gyra is going to throw a bit of utility towards Car, keep Avant guessing about what's happening. Now the dribble smoke in towards B, a lot of footsteps. Hazza's got his work cut out for him here, Jordan.
He does indeed, but if there's one player who can step up in a situation like this, it might well be Hazza. With a FAMAS though, I'm not liking his chances. He does well to get at least Valiance, but that's not nearly enough for Avant. Apoc, no scope headshot onto Alistair. Maybe starting to feel it. He's got the backup of Sterling right now, and, well, Ustillo's on his own. Gyro wasn't rotated across in time. All of a sudden, it starts to look like an Avant round until Gyro arrives. 1-on-1. Sterling watching the cross, and he's good enough to win the duel.
The nade smoke. That was cheeky from Gyro. Big brain. But, said it, Jordan, 1 alive. Some of these CTs going to have to buy MP9s and Famises.
Well, it is Avant, so is an MP9 such a bad thing?
It's just Blitz, actually, who has to go down to the MP9 or the Famis.
Just give Blitz the secondary orb, give Apoc the MP9, and Bob's your uncle.
And maybe Apoc plays that A-bomb stuff.
Yes.
And then Blitz goes in mid.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes. And then Apoc can change his name back to Apoc, because that's what it's, you know, it stands for A.
Not BPOC.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You're a genius.
I figured it out. Avant, just hire me.
Give me an O! Give me a T! What's that spell?
Ot.
What? That's a weird... Why does this guy come into our studio and just yell all the time? I think ESL needs to sort out some better security for us.
I just let whoever walk in here. It's crazy.
Ot. I don't know what he could be... I don't know what he could be referring to.
Oh, Blitz. Awkward timing. It gets timed about as hard as you can possibly get timed, but Apoc and Hazza still on this B-bomb site, and there's no pressure coming in from upper. Flank in from Hugh, finds a kill. Now Order, they're kind of disjointed. They're all over the place, and Hugh's punishing them.
Valiance and Ustillo trying to get into the B side. Oh my god! Talk about a 180 flick there from Valiance.
Hugh trying to pick up the pieces. He's already got 2 for himself in this round. Now he's trying to strafe across upper. Might have spotted Ustillo crossing the back plat. Flash over the top of tunnel from Sterling as he makes his way towards door.
Looking good for Order. Time tick down quite substantially. Avant will lose the first and the second. There we go. It's taken a little while for Order to get there, but that's 16.